My brothers and sisters, welcome to episode number 27. This is going to be about picking up the pieces after a major debacle. So this is going to be after the golden calf and what happens to the Israelites' relationship with the Lord after sort of one of their worst moments in their entire history. We're going to pick this up in Deuteronomy chapter number 10, verse 1. At that time, the Lord said to me, "Cut for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first, and come up to me on the mountain, and make an ark of wood." So Moses made the ark. Verse 2. "And I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets that you broke, and you shall put them in the ark." So I made an ark of acacia wood, and cut 2 tablets of stone like the first, and went up the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. And he wrote on the tablets in the same writing as before, the 10 commandments that the Lord had spoken to you on the mountain, out of the midst of the fire, on that day of the assembly. And the Lord gave them to me. Then I turned and came down from the mountain, and put the tablets in the ark that I had made. And there they are, as the Lord commanded me. So first big point, the most amazing thing about the whole story is that the Lord is still in it. So we find in this little paragraph, the Lord says to him, "I will write on the tablets." The Lord gives the tablets to Moses. So the amazing thing to me, primarily, is that God is still in the picture. He could have, left. And then the teaching point is immediately, have you ever had a similar sized debacle in your life? So likely God is still in this, And how do we define debacle? Well, not by your criteria. Let's use the Lord's criteria. Look from the Lord's perspective. If he had to be critical, what would he say? But likely, here's the beauty of it, is likely he's still in it with you. So we have a faithful God who chooses and helps unfaithful people. And in short, he is the God of knuckleheads. You can write that down. Of which we've all been one, but we're not supposed to say knuckleheads, so that's the last point of today. Second point is that the tablets are in the ark, and Moses makes this ark of acacia wood to keep the writing of God. So this is the ark that goes all the way through the Old Testament. And Moses redoes the tablets, "Cut for yourself these 2 tablets," and God says, "I will write on them." So Indiana Jones aside, if you want to find the tablets where they are today, you got to find the ark. So then there's a section here which I'm just going to summarize. Aaron dies, his son replaces him, the tribe of Levi is initiated as a priestly tribe. And then I want to start with verse 10. "I myself stayed on the mountain as at the first time, 40 days and 40 nights. So that's Moses talking. "And the Lord listened to me." There he goes again, that time also. "The Lord was unwilling to destroy you. And the Lord said to me, 'Arise, go on your journey at the head of the people, so that they may go in and possess the land, which I swore to their fathers to give them.'" So this third point here today is this intercession of Moses. We talked a lot about it yesterday. So as he's up there on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights, the Lord listens to him. And we find this character of the Lord, that he's still in it, and he refuses to destroy the people, even though that's what they deserve. What does the Israelites deserve? Essentially nothing. So Christianity is enjoying the fruits of a relationship, even though you don't deserve them. That's the sort of the definition of grace. So Moses is called on to go ahead of the people so that they can go in and possess the land. So when he's up on the mountain, Moses is interceding. So what is that? That's when you ask for another when they cannot ask, and act for another when they will not act, and to remember for another when they have forgotten. And so they've lost their standing before God, and so this is a person that stands in their stead. All right, the last little part of this passage is verse 12. "And now, Israel, what does the Lord require of you?" And then he's going to list a whole bunch of things. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But the fourth thing is the requirements of the Lord. So what does the Lord require of you? So think about this. This is the big point. That you're not supposed to stay as a knucklehead. So it's an appropriate question to ask is, what do I need to do to be in a good relationship with the Lord? We continually assess ourselves. Are we in a good functional relationship? What are the basics? What are the foundational requirements? So the principle of the spiritual life with God is a motion. It's moving on. It's going from some place and moving to another place. Now, to have that happen, something is going to be required of you. Now, I see spiritual friends who have not spiritually moved on from place to place or haven't moved very far. And just let's talk about at least one reason for that, which is either just frank disobedience for what the requirements are, or discarding the requirements for what the requirements are. But mostly what I see is just devaluing the requirements of something that God has already told them. So the primary requirement of the Lord is to do what he has already told you. So the idea is, why would God give you something else further down the road of intimacy or growth if you haven't honored and obeyed what he's already told you? It would be like God throwing pearls to the swine. So wouldn't he have you treasure what he has already called you to before he gives you another treasure for you to ignore? And why would he give you another treasure when you ignored the last treasure that he gave you? So it would be like a 5-year-old expecting another race car toy when he destroyed the last one that you gave him. So let me summarize here the fun things about this passage. The main thing is God is still in it with them, even though they have made a major debacle. That gives us all hope. Secondly, just about the tablets are in the ark. You want to find the tablets, got to find the ark. Third thing is this Moses intercession, and probably something that the Lord would have us do, those who stand in the Lord, for those who currently are not standing in the Lord. And then fourthly, what does the Lord require of you? And then the idea there is, let's obey what we already know. Thanks for listening.